And hi there, everybody. I'm News 5 meteorologist Frank Marzullo with you here in the Power of 5. And we are talking about some pretty good downpours. Just wanted to jump on here. Nothing severe, but as we've seen, and I know the team's been tracking this throughout the week with this heating of the atmosphere, we've seen these strong downpours. And while not severe, they most definitely can cause some issues, especially when you talk about the opportunity for some quick flash flooding and some high water concerns. So let's get to it, show you exactly what we're looking at here this afternoon, especially as we work into areas that are going to be just south of greater Cleveland here today. So we're going to come in a little bit closer right now, and I'll show you here the steadiest rainfall remains right along. And actually, I just drove up kind of to the east of this. So this is getting into Lodi right now along I-71 as we get into areas. And I'm going to take my name off here so you can see it a little bit better for you. So we're talking out towards Chatham, Lodi, and then as we work a little bit to the north now, getting close to Grafton, Belden. This is moving primarily, and let me put it into motion for you here. With our analysis tool, and we'll put it into motion because you can see some of these rainfall totals. They're going to range here, folks, in a pretty, you could get a quick 2.5 inch total in some of these more highlighted areas that you see in the darker shades of red here. Winds, again, yeah, maybe a little gusty, but the primary threat with this, as we'll come in a little bit closer, is going to be a lot of this lightning with it as well. And this is getting into areas near, as we mentioned, Grafton, out towards Belden. This is pushing itself to the east, maybe slightly north here this afternoon. And I want to stress to you, as we put this into motion, you can see, again, primarily with this, it's moving a little bit more due east and just maybe slightly north. So this is putting things anywhere along State Route 3 here, getting out towards Worcester, getting up into areas of Wadsworth. You're still out of this for now, but give it another 30 minutes or so. And what we tend to see with some of these downpours, they do eventually, in the heating of the day, they kind of fizzle on out, but they can balloon up again very quickly. So that's why we're going to continue to keep watchful eyes here this afternoon as these are pushing themselves out towards areas of Seville, Lafayette. And I'm going to show you the lightning within a lot of this here. And I'm going to put some of our comments on here so I can hear from you as well, everybody. Yeah, Lodi definitely rumbling, Rachel. You are exactly right. In fact, we'll come right into Lodi. And again, want to stress to you, as you look at some of these lightning strikes within the last, let's say, hour, within about 108 of them, this is not a severe warned thunderstorm cell by any stretch of the imagination, but we've seen reports over the last week, especially along the coastline, whatnot, folks getting struck by lightning. Lightning, you don't need a severe thunderstorm warning to cause any big concerns for you, but the lightning aspect of it is what we really want to watch here because, you don't want to be out on the golf course. You want to be in the pool. If you're in Medina right now, I would start listening to the sky and taking a look off to the west here because we're coming a little bit closer on our Power of 5 Doppler radar. And I'm going to take a lightning tracker off here in a moment. Let me do this. Let me switch here. When we come on the air here, on the digital side of things, whether it's Facebook or whether it's, Twitter, we're able to be a little more conversational with you. So it's not as smooth and as polished as we like to be on television. And sometimes that's not smooth and polished either. But nonetheless, yes, it's a little more, as I like to say, the word clunky, but we're getting the information out for you. So I'm going to switch the radar live here, and we're going to come in a little bit closer. There's Medina, and of course, one of the more populated areas that is going to see a pretty good downpour here shortly. You can see that rain now is right out towards Egypt Road, out towards Chatham Road. This again, and as I put it into motion, let me give you a time lapse here over the last 30 minutes here. Okay, we'll do 45 minutes. And you can see all of this, again, pushing itself to the east. This is not moving north much, but there's a nice line here that's pushing itself. So this is going to get into areas with a net flying around there. Going to get into areas of 42 out towards Lafayette. And again, important to note, none of this severe right now. But disruptions, oh my goodness, absolutely, as that rain's coming down. If it hits Wadsworth, I'll hit There you go. Yep, talking about Wadsworth right there. Seeing clouds in Creston here this morning. I know I have some folks watching on my personal Facebook pages and whatnot down there in the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky area. I think you're going to get some storms later today as well. But primarily, and this won't be all of it here today. This is going to push through. Atmosphere is going to get juiced up and continue to be juiced up. And we'll look at another chance for some stronger storms later this afternoon and this evening. I want to put the lightning tracker on for you here. And you can see some very vivid lightning. Within this cell alone, we're talking 125 strikes. I'll widen this out and we'll take a look at the whole line that stretches from, let's say, Ashland all the way to the north to just south and west of Strongsville. And we're starting to see some storms now. And again, important to note, not severe, but we get hung up on severe warnings too many times that this is disruptive. So if you're in the pool out towards Avon right now, Strongsville, Brunswick, kids are at summer camp. There's going to be some good downpours and some very vivid lightning within some of this coming in, because you can see as we come right over areas, let's say, of Richfield, out towards Litchfield, out towards Belden, some very heavy rainfall. Take the lightning aspect off of this just so you can get a look here. And let me go over to our rainfall rates, because now, right now, we don't have, and I'm looking at our alerts here, we do not have any flash flood alerts within any of these cells, but they're putting down some pretty good heavy rainfall here this morning as we approach the lunchtime hour. So let's go into our rain rates here. And you can see extreme, and I'm going to just give this the current lapse here. Okay, so we're going to stop it here. But right here, right south of Belden, let's see this one right here, how much rainfall potential. And again, this is from the Power of 5, taking a look here. But, I mean, some of this could put down a quick, and this is probably over-exaggerating a little bit, but a quick 5 inches of water if you're in one of those very localized areas. And that's where we deal with flash flooding concerns. You know, some of the bridges and ramps on some of the interstates. I saw some of the signs, you know, from the storms that the team was talking about earlier this week. Still some high water signs. There weren't high water there, but, you know, keeping things updated. And we'll go in a little bit closer here to our south. Let me take this off here, and here we go. So some of this rain that's about to move in for you into Medina, you can see there's Lake Road, there's Wedgwood Road right here. Some of this rainfall is extremely heavy. And if you look at just this batch right there, you know, 5 inches an hour in that purple shade. I mean, you're talking the extreme shade areas here, folks. So that's where you want to keep an eye for some, you know, isolated flash flooding concerns. There are no warnings out right now, but you go out there right now, you feel that atmosphere, you know, anything that pops, whether now or later this afternoon, and, you know, you might think, well, this moves through, washes the atmosphere out. Now, that atmosphere is going to get juiced up very quickly again, even after some of these downpours give you that rain-cooled air. We look at that threat for stronger storms again later, impactful storms, I should say, later this afternoon and evening. You can see, and again, you get right out of that extreme area, okay, that extreme pink zone, you know, it drops about an inch an hour. So this is something we're going to watch. And as I mentioned, I mentioned Medina here. Let me put the radar back on for you, and you are up next for seeing some of the heaviest rainfall and some of the lightning within this here this afternoon. As these are pushing, they're not moving very quickly. I will tell you that as they're moving a little bit to the east right now, and we'll give you a little bit of a track there. And you can see here by about 11:40 here, so within the next 20 minutes, Medina, you should be in the heaviest impact for rainfall coming your way, as these are pushing again slightly north, but mainly to the east here this afternoon. Let's see what other comments we have going on here this afternoon. Will it hit Worcester? Well, let's take a look. Let me clear this out, and we will go back to the radar scope and go down to the south a bit. There's Lodi, of course, and here's Worcester. And so your answer is yes, you're about to get a heavy downpour. Now, this is not as intense as that batch that's getting ready to move for you into Medina, out towards Hinckley. But we are looking at some pretty heavy rainfall getting ready to move into Worcester. You can see right here, we'll come in a little bit closer. This is Silver Road, but you get out towards East Henry Street, getting out towards Portage Road. So, yeah, got some working, a lot of rural areas, working out on the farm or whatnot. With the crops here, they're going to get a good downpour, and you'll want to make sure you get yourself indoors as well. So that is getting ready to push into Worcester. So thanks for the comment there. Kent right now, dry, as we'll go to a little bit. Yeah, dry for now. And we'll watch. What I want to do right now, let me put this in about an hour. Let's do it a 2 hour. No, let's do an hour lapse just to see here how these are holding together. And you can see about maybe 40 minutes ago, they were a little more clustered together, more widespread. Now they're breaking up a bit. And important to note, if you're just logging in here, we say tuning in on television. I don't think it's tuning in on online or digital platforms. But if you're just popping on, catching us here, I do want to tell you, none of this is warned. There are no severe thunderstorm warnings within this. I'm just keeping an eye right there just to make sure. But this is typical impactful midday summertime thunderstorms that are popping, and it affects you. Of course, you're at the pool. I remember, we used to go to Punderson State Park, the pool there, growing up as little kids. And there were times where, 11 a.m., noontime, you're having a great time at the pool. You see those clouds building. Yeah, back in the 80s, we didn't have the apps and whatnot to tell us. We just used our eyes and the thunder. But now we know, if you hear thunder, lightning is nearby, and you need to go a good 30 minutes without hearing any thunder at all before you actually, try to get back into the pool or into any of our waterways here, Mosquito Lake, or if you're on Lake Erie or whatnot. So keep that in mind. As again, Medina, you're next in line here, out towards Strongsville, Brunswick. This is filling in a little bit. We'll come in a little bit closer here. There's Berea, of course, Browns headquarters, North Olmsted. Right now, Cleveland, along the lakeshore, Cleveland East, no problem. So you got outdoor activity right now in Cleveland Heights, Richmond Heights, out towards Briar Hills Corner, out towards Russell Corner, Kirtland, East Lake. No issues whatsoever right now for you. But as we work back to the west now we're talking along Lake Road, and we're talking out, not so much Bay Village, Rocky River, but in and around areas of Avon Lake. Look at how these over the lake just kind of ballooned and popped within the last, let's say, 45 minutes. And you can see here, so Lorraine, Avon Lake, you're going to get a good downpour. Now, some of these along the lake shore themselves are pushing back out. So these are moving slightly north. But it's one of those afternoons where we're going to continue to keep eyes. If you got lunchtime plans, especially Cleveland South and West, keep the umbrella handy. And there might be a situation where you're pulling that car off to the side of the road with those incredibly heavy wipers going. So you can see here, we come in a little bit closer. Heavy rainfall now, getting ready to move into Medina. Down to the south here, out towards West Smith Road, Road here, getting towards Medina City, Medina Center of town, and that's going to move right over 42. So again, none of this severe, but that's why we have all these ways to communicate with you here through social media, and of course on our News 5 app and on news5.com. So keeping you updated, just as we go into the lunchtime hour here before News 5 at noon. So it's coming up a little closer. Belden, some pretty heavy rainfall right now out towards Belden. I want, let's take a break from the radar and just look at these dew points for a second, okay? Dew points, of course, the amount of moisture in the air, and if you weren't aware of dew points before, we've got a lesson on them the last week and a half. I mean, this is unbearable here. You're in that 70s. That atmosphere is juiced, okay? Think of the thunderstorm maybe as a match, and the dew point as the match book. When you've got the dew points this high, that match goes on that matchbook, and it flares up. And so any thunderstorm can fuel off of this really juicy air that's out and about. And then temperatures this time of year, of course, it's been a big story. But the dew point, you look at the numbers here right now, take a look at the temperatures. 82 Akron, 84 Cleveland. Little rain-cooled air out towards Ashland right now in Mansfield. They're in the low 70s. That eventually will reverse itself. once these heavy downpours and thunderstorms push through. Elyria getting rainfall. They're at 79 right now. But while the temperature is important, it's the dew point and the heat indice. That's the big story here this time of year when you're dealing with this pattern. Again, in the rain-cooled areas, Ashland, Mansfield, everything much lower. But notice, it feels like 90 right now in Cleveland, 86 Akron, Canton, 84 Carrollton, 88 Youngstown, 90 along the lakeshore at Ashtabula. So these numbers are pretty high up. Heavy rain in Lorraine's coming down hard in some spots. That is from Mike. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. West Carrollton got a lot of rain yesterday. Yeah, I sure did. And we'll get more here today at times. Let's put this back into motion for you, the radar picture, to give you a look. And again, if you're just tuning in or just coming on with us, none of this at this hour is in the severe aspect, okay? But it is causing a lot of heavy rainfall, and I wouldn't rule out some isolated high water concerns. But the good news, if I'm looking at this right now, it's more pockets. Before, I mean, from Eaton to Litchfield to Chatham, it was all pretty much those darker reds, darker magentas. But now that a lot of this, it's not subsiding by any means, but it's becoming more pockets of the heavier rain. And then we'll clear things out a bit and we'll get that atmosphere juiced and we'll look at this threat again coming into later this afternoon. So let's give you another look here, and then I'm going to take a break and go get things ready for News 5 at noon. But you can see here along Branch Road out towards West Smith, very heavy rainfall right now, and that lightning pretty intense. In fact, in this cluster that's getting ready to push right through the center of Medina, you've got 70 lightning strikes here. Look at that. And as I widen it out, that's one of the tools we have here with the Power of 5. As you widen the scope out, now that lightning is picking up anywhere you see on screen. So those strikes, you know, from Lorraine all the way down to Lodi, you're in the 124, 125 range. So there is some very vivid lightning here. Got a golf outing or whatnot going on this Friday south of Brunswick or maybe in Strongsville right now. I'm sure the sirens will go off at the golf course. The horn will go off to get golfers off the links here because this lightning is pretty intense here this morning. We'll come in a little bit closer. Not too concerned about this. You can see right there's Lake Road. Very heavy rainfall there along just west of Avon Point. So this is pushing along the lake shore, but it is moving off to the north a bit. So I don't see this thunderstorm cell right here moving into downtown Cleveland. I'm not saying Cleveland, Brook Park, Beechwood, Lyndhurst, you're all quiet right now. So we'll see how these hold together here this afternoon. So we'll keep you updated. I hear from News 5. I'm meteorologist Frank Marzullo. We'll see you over at News 5 at noon here today. Thanks for watching. And if any of these do become severe or more warranted, we will let you know. Thanks.